Waimārama means clear water. However, for that meaning to be correct, it must have a macron after the first A of marama. So the pronunciation is Waimārama. It was central to the existence of our people for many, many years ago. It was a part of the Pākohi Trail, the trail across the Mangatapu to Te Hoere, and of course in the food gathering here, which was pretty important, place was very important in terms of kai.
The Brook Waimārama Sanctuary name was coined by the trust boards in the inauguration of the area becoming the sanctuary, the brook being the name that the first settlers gave to the area, and the Waimārama being the iwi representation of the area. The iwi knew in the early days how clear the water were. It was only when the immigrants came they realised that the quality of the area and the pristine water that flowed in this brook. The importance of the sanctuary is that now that the area has been fenced, the local fauna has now been protected from predation and is enabling a lot of the old plants to re-emerge in this area. And this really will be able to give us a source of some of the old plants that were known to iwi for their food, for medicine, and generally for use even in building and in tools. One of those is the argillite that was in the area and used for making tools. This will be protected from now on for our tamariki coming forward.
This location here was utilised by our ancestors for birding, for rongoa, for fish life, tuna, the eels. If we look at the wider Nelson region, when pre-European, when whānau hapu and iwi were here, they had to learn to live with nature. They had to learn to ensure that nature was healthy, the land was healthy, and that as a part of their responsibility of being kaitiaki. Kaitiaki is a term that is, I think, loosely used today, but back in the pre-European days, actually our people couldn't go to McDonald's, they couldn't go to KFC, there was no KFC. They had to learn to live off the land, to nurture themselves, such as the rongoa, and that's Māori medicinal use of various varieties of plants. When the Europeans first arrived, they were allocated Crown grants, and as a part of those allocations, they were required to cut the bush back. So from a whānau hapu iwi perspective, that was frowned upon, because as kaitiaki we had to look after the nature and in relation to the responsibilities that have been handed down to us. Actually, it's a no-brainer that whānau hapu and iwi would want to support a concept like this, because it's within our whakapapa as kaitiaki to look after the native bush and reintroduce the tikanga of using and utilising nature. When we look around the various parts of the rohe, Papa Tuanuku is very sick. And the one way of healing Papa Tuanuku is by planting native species and ensuring that the bird life is there. We have a responsibility, and we want to pass this rohe on to our next generation, our grandchildren, and give them an example of what Nelson used to look like. And this is the classical example of bird life, the ngahere of what Nelson used to look like.